Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Banish the Doubt. Today I want to talk about our definitions, our core beliefs, our feelings, and our emotions. So, whenever we are feeling or experiencing a level of excitement, that is a sign from our true self, our higher being. And we absolutely should follow that excitement. Excitement, by the definition, is the thread, is the actual true physical translation of the vibration that presents you, your true self, to you. As children, we always did things that excited us, right? We never did things and ask for, permission or I'm not sure, should I do this? We just, whatever excited us, that's what we wanted to do. Play with that toy, go there, do this, run, right? And for the most part, society encouraged us to do this. But then we started growing up and we started finding out that, well, maybe we should do this. Or, our parents tell us, well, you need to go. In my case, my father, when he was younger, before I was born, he was told, get a good, safe, secure job. There's no such thing out there. There's only what we feel of ourselves at any moment. Okay, so excitement, it's a physical translation of the vibration that presents your true self. Love, creation, passion, highest level of excitement. That's the highest level of excitement. Whenever you're feeling anything like that, okay, this is actually the thing to take action on, regardless of the form that it takes, whatever it may be. Okay, no matter the form that it takes, it is the thread that leads you to more of who you are. So, whenever you feel excited by something, regardless of what it may be, understand that you want to go and do that. Do it to the best of your ability without any thought or concern about how it's going to work out. Excitement could be something as simple as you want to go take a walk on the beach, or you want to drive to the beach. Act on that, whatever that may be. Now, I'm saying that if you're standing in work in the middle of work, you're like, you know what? I feel like going to the beach. I'm just going to go to the beach. Obviously, no, that's probably not the right thing to do. But whenever you're feeling bored, understand excitement is your body talking to you. It's who you are. That's that core being inside of you, regardless of what it may look like on the surface. That's the ego talking. Okay, if you say, well, this is ridiculous, that's the ego talking. Regardless of what the next thing should be after you do that, it's the ego talking. Listen to yourself. Listen to that inner core voice inside of you. I tell my son this all the time. Listen to that voice. That voice will never steer you wrong because it's who you are on the inside that's talking to you. Making this video right now was just something I was like, you know what? I feel like making a video, so I'm going to make a video regardless of, and I have no conception as to, well, how is it going to be delivered? How is it going to be seen by everybody else? Doesn't matter. The right people will see it. The right people will act on it. The right people will be, they will get something from it. Okay, so it's our definitions in every moment of all days of our day. It's our definitions of who we feel we are on the inside that ultimately has us acting in a certain way. So excitement is the thing to follow. The second thing I want to talk about are definitions. Definitions are what's ingrained in us, our beliefs that are ingrained in us from our childhood. So in any situation, whatever it may be. And I like to use the the example of we're driving on the highway and we're going to exit off the highway and there's a long line, and the person next to us wants to occupy the space that's in front of us, between us and the car in front of us. Notice I say occupy because from our inside, who we are on the inside, that person, that higher self, sees them wanting to occupy. The ego sees them as you're cutting me off. You're going to get in front of me. Not today. You're not going to do this. It is the definitions in that moment, that ingrained definition of the belief that we have of you're not going to get in front of me. There is no getting in front of somebody. There is no somebody cutting somebody off. That is the ingrained belief. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit more about these notes that I have here regarding this. Um, so you experience things, you have a certain reaction or a response to them emotionally, and that's what I was talking about just now. Okay, so that response absolutely comes from the belief that we have. So in every situation, we want to look at it this way. In every situation in life, we want to, our definitions, okay? This is our beliefs or ingrained belief. Okay, so our definitions leads to our beliefs. Beliefs leads to our feelings. How are we feeling in the moment? Which leads to the emotion we're feeling. So this is the formula to follow. What's our ingrained definition in this moment about the belief that we have? Okay, the beliefs are based off of our definitions of the feelings that we're having and the emotion that comes from it. So whenever something, and if it's negative, okay, so this here, if it's negative, if this here is negative, means we are out of alignment. If it's negative, then we're out of alignment with who we truly are. It's the definition of the belief that we have about ourselves in every given moment. So we always want to ask ourselves this question: what is it? What do I hold true about myself that has me feeling these feelings in this moment? If I'm feeling negative emotion, what is the definition of the beliefs that I have that are leading to me feeling this way and having expressing this emotion? So going back to the person that's pulling in front of us on the highway to exit the highway. If we flip them the bird and start yelling at them, well, then we have a definition about what they're doing. They're cutting in front of us, is what the belief that we have, right? And it's leading to the feeling of, hey, I don't like this. You're cutting in front of me. And the emotion is we're flipping them the bird. It's a negative feeling that we're having, and it's out of alignment with who we are. Now, counter to that is if we're experiencing something that we are neutral about, that we're saying the same scenario, and we just sit there and we're like, I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to like, hey, everything's fine. I'm just going to go ahead. Just go in line. That's fine. You occupy that space. We're neutral. That is in alignment with who we are. You notice that in this situation, chemicals, things, our body starts to react. We start feeling tense. We start to elicit certain emotions that the body is out of homeostasis. Okay. We're out of homeostasis. We are at our core, we are to be nice and calm and relaxed. I like to call it like being like water. Okay. If you go into any type of a bucket of water or just take water from the faucet, whatever, and try to grab a hold of some of it, you can't. It just pours out. It can't be controlled. Okay, so we want to be like water. If there's a rock in front of it, it just simply goes around. It it uses the path of least resistance. Excitement, guys, is our path of least resistance. So the definitions are whatever it is that we're feeling about ourselves in the moment, be it we're in alignment, we're feeling happy, joy, excitement. That is who we are at our core. If it's something like this where it's negative, we want to find out, okay, so what is it about what's going on right now? What belief do I have? What definition about do I have about this belief that's leading to these feelings and these emotions that are eliciting these type of emotions? What is it? What is it? Do I feel about myself? So now, as far as having core beliefs, okay, a core belief is an ingrained belief from childhood. Um, so let's say, for instance, we were raised in an environment where we find ourselves now, we can't seem to generate any type of abundance. We can't seem to keep abundance. You're in a situation like that. Well, you look at your childhood and what are the core beliefs that you were brought up with to believe? Maybe you were brought up to believe that you were told that the way to be successful is you have to have a lot of money. Okay, so that's on one hand. But then you found out, or you learned, or you started to believe that, well, money is the root of all evil. So those are contradictory types of beliefs, right? So you then unconsciously say, well, I choose to be a good person. And if I'm going to be a good person, then unconsciously I'm going to I'm going to have a belief that I want to be a good person because my definition is, well, money is the root of all evil. So my belief is, well, but I want to be a good person. So my feelings are, I'm a good person. And if I'm a good person, the emotion that I have is I feel good, but the contradictory is I don't have any money. And I'll do everything unconsciously to push the ability to become abundant out. So then I start to, when I want to change this core belief that I have, I start to say to myself, well, wait a minute, time out. I don't have to believe that having money means I'm going to be a bad person. I can be a good person. I can feel like a good person, have the emotions that I'm a good person, and I can have money. I can generate lots of money. They could be synonymous, being a good person and having lots of money. So then we change this definition. We we find this core belief that we have, this definition, and we say, okay, I'm going to bring up, so I'm going to become more aware of what I'm feeling in this moment. So if an opportunity comes my way where I can generate income, I'm going to become aware of my beliefs that I am a person who, yes, I'm deserving, I'm worthy of this opportunity, and I can generate a lot of money, and I'm a good person. I can do both. So I'm going to change this core belief. I'm going to decouple the emotion from this. And I've talked about this in the last couple of videos where I put my fingers like this. Okay, I interlock my fingers this way here, and this is the emotion, this is the situation. I'm going to release the emotion. I'm going to change the feeling and the beliefs and the emotion around the situation. I'm going to change this core belief. And once I start doing that, and once I start acting on my excitement, whatever excitement comes my way, if an opportunity to generate income is something that excites me, then I'm going to follow that with no expectations of how it is supposed to play out, what the end result is going to look like. I'm going to then have a belief and have a feeling and have a core belief that everything always works out for me. My life is always working out for me. And I am generating a lot of money. I am abundant. And I'm also a good person. And I'm learning that the more I serve, the more people I serve, the more things come to me. And I can become more generous with that money. So these are some of the things that we can do to start to change this dialogue, what goes on inside of us. Understand that whenever we find ourselves in a situation where the thing or the situation is eliciting negative emotions, We stand back, we collect ourselves, and we say, okay, what is it about this situation or this thing or this person that is bringing up these feelings and emotions which are tied? So if I have a certain emotion, okay, the situation or the person is generating these type of emotions, I'm going to say, okay, well, what is the feeling I have? Okay, and what is the belief I have that's generating this feeling and these emotions? And then what is the definition of these beliefs that's true, that I find is true about me? It's nobody else. Okay, nobody can make you feel anything. Nobody can make you feel less than. Okay, there's no such thing as anybody acting condescending or talking down to you. There's no such thing. You, there's a belief inside of you, the definition that says, I'm less than, okay, or I'm not worthy, whatever it may be, or going back to the illustration of the car going in front of that person. You start to redefine all this and say, you know what, that person maybe just got a text message that, God forbid, somebody's in trouble. I need to get to them right away, and that's why they're just putting themselves in front of my car. It may not be that at all, but I choose. Okay, I choose to believe now that I am I am comfortable with who I am right now. Here, go ahead. I'm going to be neutral to this. Okay, events take place. I'm going to be neutral. I'm not going to get too high. I'm not going to get too low. I'm just going to try to keep as equilibrium, try to stay as homeostasis as I can. When the situations come up, what I don't, I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to say, what do I believe? What is it about this situation that has me believing certain things about myself that are eliciting these feelings and these emotions? So that's my message for you today, guys, is reclaiming our power. This is another part of the series of reclaiming our power. This is another way that we go about doing that. We start to understand that we follow our excitement, and we understand that in every moment, in every interaction with somebody or situation, whenever we feel ourselves out of alignment, we use this formula. And if we feel ourselves happy and joyful, we say, okay, the formula here is we're in alignment with who I am, and I'm attached to that alignment, that aligned person inside of me, that source energy, God source, it's inside of me. Thank you guys, as always, for watching these videos, for commenting, for sharing these videos. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe notification, hit the notification bell so you receive all of my videos. Have a great Easter if you are celebrating. And until I see you again, God bless you and have a wonderful afternoon.